everyone, welcome back to the Indie Geek Guy channel, and Merry Christmas, by the way, because this is going up on Christmas, as if this whole thing has been planned. And my present to you this year is me watching and reviewing Elf, a movie that I've never seen before. It's probably one of the few movies that I've not seen that always elicits the reaction of shock. There's not that many movies that I've not seen that get that, but Elf is definitely one of them. I'm going to pre-warn you all, though, going into this, just so you're aware of personal taste and opinion of mine. I'm not the biggest fan of Will Ferrell. I haven't minded him when he's like a supporting character, when he's having to sort of move to the beat of somebody else's drum. He's usually fine in those things, but when he's the lead in something, often I find his brand of, if I shout the loudest, therefore I'm funnier, doesn't really work for me quite so much. But from what I gather, this is a very early days leading role for him, so maybe he'll be a bit more restrained. Maybe he will lean more into the material that's written for him rather than trying to go off script and all that stuff. Well, I'm sure that is there as well, but I just thought, fair game, I'll let you all know as a personal opinion of mine, he's not up there for me in terms of comedy performers or actors, I suppose, just because his style of humour doesn't really work with me quite so much. But a positive thing about this movie is that I believe it's directed by Jon Favreau, who is someone I'm quite fond of. Obviously, in recent years, he's been involved with the MCU, both directing and playing Happy in various films. Also, obviously, he's involved in Star Wars now. He's doing The Mandalorian and other such projects. So, you know, I'm looking forward to see what he does with a holiday movie, to see what style he brings to it. But other than that, like I say, I know sort of some of the iconography. I've seen this thing advertised like every Christmas because it is, by a lot of people's opinion, one of the most definitive Christmas movies in modern age. So, and I've not seen it. So this is my present to all of you. I'm going to put myself through this, something I've been kind of avoiding because I know I'm not a big fan of the lead actor in it and his style of humour. So I don't know how this is going to go. I might enjoy it. I might get the festive feeling out of it. It might not work for me whatsoever. The only thing I know going into this is that my partner is slightly shaky about how much I'm going to enjoy it because she doesn't think it's my thing. So we shall find out together on this journey as we watch Elf. But before we jump in, please remember to hit the thumbs up button if you do enjoy the video. It helps me know you liked it. It helps this video get seen by more people. And maybe consider subscribing so you don't miss any future videos. And there's a bunch of other content you can check out as well. I'd appreciate both of those things. But for right now, let's jump into Elf.
Elves love to tell stories. I bet you didn't know that about elves.
They also really like tight yellow leggings as well, apparently.
You can bake cookies in a tree. As you can imagine, it's dangerous having an oven in an oak tree during the dry season.
Yeah. Don't bake cookies in trees, kids.
Our nimble fingers, natural cheer, and active minds are perfect for toy building.
Oh, active cheer, he says in the most deadpan voice possible. Oh no. Kid wants a teddy bear. Why are we lighting Santa like he's a Star Trek villain? Those tights, leggings, whatever you want to call them, leave precious little to the imagination. Santa stole a kid. Santa kidnapped a child. All the elves are like, Santa, you're going to jail, man.
Santa! Yes, I raised Buddy.
He seems so happy about it.
Though Buddy...
There's room for everyone on the nice list.
Number 3.
There he is.
The best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear.
So, is he still in school when he's like 30 years old? Like, what's going on with that? I do wonder how they're getting all these shots. It must be like forced perspective, like Lord of the Rings style, right?
You have lots of talents. Special talents, in fact. Like
You changed batteries in the smoke detector?
You sure did. Triple A's. And in 6 months, you'll have to check them again. Won't he?
What a life to lead. You had to change the batteries, man. When I think about it, Jack in the Boxes are a little bit terrifying. Like, it's a Christmas gift designed to scare the shit out of children.
Well, if he hasn't figured out he's a human by now, I don't think he ever will.
Oh, he's tripping out. He's heard bad news and he's tripping out. See? See what I mean? Purposely terrifying.
I told him his father had never even known that Buddy was born. And most importantly, I told him where his father was. In a magical land called New York City.
Right, he's got his quest. I do love all this, though. Look. Yeah, I do love all this, like the sort of stop motion mixed in with the live action. That's fun. Absolutely reminiscent of all the sort of little short, like animation movies that you'd get around Christmas. So,
first off, you see gum on the street, leave it there. It's not free candy.
Oh.
There are like 30 rays.
it's a pretty important tip. Like, don't be touching that. You might get problems. Alright, so far, Will Ferrell's been pretty restrained, which is good. He's not been too Will Ferrell. Can't put it another way. I'm struggling to buy how stupid he is, though. Like, I get the idea is, well, he's been around elves this entire time, so surely he thinks he's an elf. But Santa's not an elf, and he's the only other tall person around. Oh my god, it's a narwhal.
Hope you find your dad.
Thanks, Mr. Narwhal. Bye. You did it! Congratulations! World's best cup of coffee. Great job, everybody. It's great to meet you.
Don't do it. He told you specifically don't do this. Nope. Oh, don't. That's just... I hate this. I actually hate this. That was disgusting. The one thing he was told specifically not to do.
Excuse me. I'm here to see a Walter Hobbs.
Who sent you?
Papa Elf.
Papa Elf?
Mm-hmm.
I think this is going to go horrendously bad.
Dad!
James Caan's going to beat the shit out of you.
I love you! I love you! Wow.
James Caan's going to pull out a gun at this rate. That's what's going to happen.
You know, you're not going to come back for a while, okay? You're going to go back to Santaland.
Okay!
Well, that went as well as expected. He's lucky to get out there with his life. Jesus. Well, right as I was saying it. He needs to stop putting things in his mouth. It's the lesson I hope he learns from this New York trip.
Okay, people, tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., Santa's coming to town.
Santa! Oh my God! Santa here? I know him.
Oh, it's Zoe Deschanel. As I butcher her last name. She's in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the movie. That's what I know her from.
Stop talking to me.
Uh-oh. Sounds like someone needs to sing a Christmas carol.
No, sounds like you need to walk away, Will Ferrell. That's what needs to happen. I mean, he's dedicated. You gotta give him that. He is dedicated to the Christmas cause. You did good. I mean, it's a bit messy, but it looks a lot more snowy.
I really can't stay.
Baby, it's cold out.
I get that you're an elf, but come on now. You're an... Oh my fucking god. I'm really struggling with the... I know he's meant to think he's an elf, so happy, jolly, waddy, but does that mean he's also an idiot? It's a bit of a mountain to climb for me, a little bit.
How come you were in the women's locker room this morning? Do with the fact that I was naked in the shower?
I didn't know you were naked.
I didn't know that you were naked in the
What were you doing?
What did he think would be happening in the shower? I'm sure elves wash themselves.
By the way, I think you have the most beautiful singing voice in the whole wide world.
Hey, he said a good thing. At last. We're 40 minutes in and he said a nice good thing that felt genuine and earnest.
I'm Santa Claus.
No, you're not.
You're Santa. What song did I sing for you on your birthday this year?
Happy birthday, of course.
How old are you, son?
What a guess.
You sit on a throne of lies. Look, I'm not kidding. You're a fake. I'm a fake? Yes. How'd you like to be dead?
Oh! He's an imposter!
I think the Santa Claus is like a wanted criminal. Yeah, that Santa Claus, fair enough to be angry, but he escalated that to a whole other level. Why is Buddy in jail? Why has this happened? He wasn't the one swinging a metal pole. Like, what?
Officer Tom, this is my dad. This is Walter. Okay? He bailed me out.
Where'd you get this picture?
Papa Elf gave it to me.
This is some kind of game. What do you want, some money?
You don't want James Caan pinning you up against a wall in a fit of rage.
Buddy, don't eat those.
Why does he keep eating things?
What kind of test?
Just to test to find out if you're my son or not. Believe
He's gonna like
King
shriek.
eggs, that's easier.
Yep.
It's a boy. But he's your son. Bring him home. Introduce him to Emily and Michael. And once he comes to terms with reality, he should drop the whole elf thing and move on with his life. I mean, that's what I would do if I were you.
Good luck with that.
Another son.
He's gonna be really gassy after that.
We elves try to stick to the 4 main food groups. Candy, candy canes, candy corns, and syrup.
How is he not like obese if he's been living on that his entire life? There's the gas I was talking about.
I love you. Okay.
I got full.
Michael! It's me, buddy!
You know that guy?
No.
That's the correct answer in this situation.
Ow! Son of a nutcracker!
Are these just strangers? Just random strangers? Just like, we'll wait for the first person who comes around the corner and we'll get him. I mean, obvious Matrix homage, but I'll take it.
Oh, look who it is.
Hi, Jovi.
Hi.
So, got out of jail, huh? For some reason we sent you there.
I really wanted to see you, and I think you're beautiful. My tongue swells up.
Interesting choice of words with that one.
So.
And I'm free on Thursday.
Thursday! Thursday!
Come on, that'd be great.
Okay, by some miracle, she has agreed. It's a Christmas miracle, that's for damn sure.
How are we gonna get the star on top?
I got it.
Ooh, so close. So close to success.
We can't leave.
Buddy the Elf, what's your favorite color?
Hello? Hello?
Why? Why would that be the question you ask?
This place reminds me of Santa's workshop. Except it smells like mushrooms and everyone looks like they want to hurt me.
Why is this mailroom like prison?
So how'd you get here?
Work release.
Well, that explains why it looks like a prison down here, I suppose.
I love syrup. Oh, I love it. You know I sound like a broken record, but
Jesus.
you're my best friend.
You know, buddy,
You're my best
nobody
friend.
around here listens to me. I got really good ideas.
I believe it. I know, I'm right. I listen to you. You have great...
Why has this alcohol made them high?
Sorry.
You missed.
What do you mean I missed?
You missed.
This date is going miraculously well for him. It's actually incredible.
All right.
Oh my god.
Miles, I'm so happy you could come. Yeah, I'm Walter Hobbs.
I think I know where this is going to go when Buddy walks in the room.
You got,
Dad! I'm in love! I'm in love! And I don't care who knows it! I didn't know you had elves working here.
Oh, here we go. This is exactly where I thought it was going to go.
Does Santa know that you left the workshop?
Oh my god.
Did you have to borrow a reindeer to get to...
You feeling strong, my friend? Call me Elf one more time.
He's an angry elf.
Oh, here we go.
I wasn't ready for that.
It was about time someone did this to him, to be honest. He had it coming.
You're an elf.
Maybe I'm just too cynical. This whole thing.
I don't care that you're an elf. I don't care that you're nuts. I don't care that you're my son. Get out of my life now.
That's the James Caan I know. It was gonna happen.
Buddy ran away.
What?
He left a note.
We'll figure it out, okay?
Figure out what? Buddy cares about everybody. All you care about is yourself.
Can't we do this another time, Mr. Greenway? It's gonna have to wait.
If you want to keep your job, Hobbs, you will pitch me this book right now.
Up yours.
Yeah, up yours.
It's a trope that gets to me a little bit with the whole dad at work doesn't pay attention to family, but you know, he's got to work. He's got to make money somehow. But I do feel like in that particular situation, if you explain, oh, my son has left a note and now he's run off and no one knows where he's gone, I feel most people would understand that situation. Like,
the clausometer suddenly just dropped down to 0. There's just no Christmas spirit anymore. I need an elf's help.
I'm not an elf, Santa.
You're more of an elf than anyone I ever met. And the only one who I would want working on my sleigh tonight. You fix it for me, buddy.
I'll try. Papa taught me how.
to be fair, if the description of an elf is likes too much candy, is a bit of an idiot, and doesn't act like a normal sentient being, then yes, Buddy is the most elf-like elf there has ever been. Certainly more than the other elves back at the North Pole, because they seem to be like normal people, just elves.
There seems to be a strange man dressed as an elf wandering through Central
Park. Bigfoot.
So, you're really Santa Claus?
Tell me, Michael, what do you want for Christmas?
I wanted a skateboard.
Not just a skateboard. A real huffboard. How you like them apples? Go look and see.
Just sort of Santa Claus flexing. Like, yo, you want to think I'm Santa? Here you go.
It's the Central Park Rangers.
Or ring wraiths.
I'm Charlotte Denon. Charlotte Denon wants a Tiffany engagement ring and for her boyfriend to stop dragging his feet and commit already. Oh!
Oh, we should have cut to the boyfriend there. Come on now.
He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good.
So be good for goodness sake.
Oh, you better watch out.
Come on, James Caan. Belt it out. Belt it out.
Just a little more!
Look, you're in the red. How much more do you need? Come on now. You're coasting on like 30 for ages, apparently.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
That's an image.
Charlotte.
Camera not turning. The camera not turning to the... That's the worst cameraman on the planet.
The book was Elf, a fictional story about an adopted elf named Buddy, who was raised in the North Pole, went to New York, ate spaghetti, worked in a shiny mailroom, and eventually saved Christmas.
How meta of them.
And as for me, I can't complain. Buddy comes up to visit from time to time.
The end. Alright, there was Elf. Elf has happened. I have seen it for the first time. People can stop getting angry at me for not having seen it. Okay, that was Elf. So I think it's pretty obvious from certain parts of the reaction, whatever's there in the edit, is there were some things I struggled with, but there were other things I liked, and well, we'll start with what I liked, because, you know, that's how I like to do things here, so let's jump into that. First things first, I just want to say that despite how the reactions edited together in the review here, I understand this is just a silly Christmas movie. It's meant to just be funny, light-hearted, whatever, and it's fine for that. It's certainly got some chuckles out of me, some legitimate actual chuckles. I don't think it really got big laughs out of me. It's at least not ones that were intentional, but you know, it definitely served the light-hearted chuckleness of the whole thing, so that's fine. I really actually liked the mix of sort of stop motion sort of creations and animation and stuff with the North Pole stuff. I thought that was really creative and, you know, a nice sort of nod towards you know, the sort of stuff that comes on TV around Christmas and integrating that. I just thought, you know, it was a nice visual element that helped differentiate this version of the North Pole from, you know, every other movie's version of the North Pole. I just think it added a nice, like I say, like a nice visual language to the whole thing. So I really did like that. I really liked James Caan in this. I think he managed to like strike a good balance between being the grounded sort of center of the movie amongst this ridiculous that's happening around him. And he never lost that, even when he like flips over to being the good guy, as it were, and finds his redemption. He still feels legitimate within what his character is. He still feels centered and grounded, and I appreciated that. I'm happy that that didn't go like goofy, because it quite easily could have done. And I liked his performance throughout. Like I said, I think he helped center the whole thing the whole way through, and I think he made a lot of the jokes that were being played work better for it. So I really liked him in this. And I will say, Will Ferrell on here, I did appreciate that he felt a lot more restrained than what he is in some of his like future films from here that I've seen him in. He didn't just resort to like I was saying at the beginning of this video, I'll be the loudest person, therefore I am the funniest routine that he normally does. There was a bit more nuance going on, although I struggled with certain character beats, I suppose you'd call it, in terms of the context of how the story was working and how his character was supposed to be. But I'll get onto that a little bit later. But in terms of just his performance in delivering comedy and all that stuff, I did appreciate that he seemed to be more restrained. He seemed to just sort of respond to the material he was given. Obviously, there was some improv there because he was, you know, he was known for SNL and that stuff by this point. They knew what he was capable of, and that's why they wanted him for this, clearly. So, you know, they clearly let him do that, but I feel like he wasn't going too far with it. He wasn't doing what we now kind of, or at least what I associate with Will Ferrell in terms of comedy these days. Like, I did like his performance overall in this, and it felt fitting within what he was playing. So that was fine. Thankfully, that never got close to like outright annoying me like some of his future movies do to me. So that was good. I do wish so I'm gonna butcher her name again. Zoe Deschanel, is that right? I hope, maybe, I don't know. I do wish she was in it more, because again, much like James Caan, I think she brought a sort of groundedness, but also her own elements of eccentricity as being the sort of I don't know the right word really. It's kind of like, or not emo exactly, but a nice foil for Buddy's character, which I think worked. I know it would have been nice for her to be in the movie a little bit more. She wasn't in it that much, and it would have been nice for her to be there a bit more. And especially because, again, it feels a little bit like she's just in a scene to do this bit, and then she shows up a little bit later. Oh, this is the moment where she suddenly says, yes, I'll go on a date with you, without there being any real build-up to that moment. And then they're on a date, and suddenly they're in love, and, you know what I mean? It just feels like it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, we're there. There wasn't really any build-up to each moment. So I would have liked to have seen her more in there and actually build up their relationship in a bit more of a natural way. But, you know, it is what it is, and I liked her performance nevertheless, so I just wish she was in it a little bit more. So really, like, performances-wise, I liked it. A lot of the humour I felt was, you know, genuinely lighthearted and done in earnest and worked for what it was. And there was some visual stuff I really enjoyed, and, you know, Jon Favreau did some really interesting stuff with, like, all the North Pole stuff was really good, like, directional wise. Once you get into New York, you know, he knows how to shoot New York to make it look good. They clearly did some guerrilla filming out in the streets where I'm fairly sure some people just didn't know what was happening. It was just Will Ferrell in an elf outfit running around just finding things he could do. So that was fun. But by and large, once you do get into New York, it is just kind of shot like a normal movie, but you know, he knows how to make the city look good and how to frame things. But I felt like the stuff in the North Pole was his best directional work in the movie. I think, as you can probably tell from my reaction, my biggest mountain I had to climb in terms of just getting on board with the movie was just the character of Buddy. Just like how he's written and how he progresses through the story and how he develops, because like it starts with him still being in elf school, wherever that is, and he's clearly like 30 years old and like obviously I suppose they're trying to show how humans age differently to elves, but still it doesn't make any sense. Why would he still being in school even though it's an elf school? You know, it's just little things like that are like, it's just a joke not working on me, I suppose. That's what it is at the end of the day. It's just a joke that doesn't work for me. And then on top of that, it's the fact that Buddy he's not just an elf in that sense. He is a flat out idiot. All the other elves, you know, they're elves, but they're competent. They're intelligent enough. They don't seem like over the top or ridiculous or whatever. Buddy's like a whole other level, and I suppose the point is that he's a human trying to fit in with elves, and he obviously doesn't because he's human. He's different to them, and he needs balance in a way that they don't, or whatever the case may be. But it just felt like surely he can't be this stupid. Like, there isn't any actual reason for him to be as stupid as the movie is portraying him to be. And that was the biggest hill for me to climb, really. Because the idea here is that he lives amongst the elves, he thinks he's an elf, so he should behave like an elf. But none of the other elves behave like he does. Which is my biggest problem with it. Again, I suppose it's him trying too hard to try and fit in, I suppose, is the point that they're going for. But I don't know, I just don't think that quite worked for me, at least how they were presenting it. Despite liking Will Ferrell's performance and how he was delivering it, it was literally just like the character beats and how it was written that weren't working for me, I suppose. And I know a lot of people are just going to say, hey, it's a stupid Christmas movie, that's a comedy, don't take it too seriously. And you're right. You're 100% right. However, I don't know, I feel like I'm a little bit of a stickler for this because obviously, you know, it's that same category of like a kid's movie. where people sort of write off kids movies as like, it's just a kids movie, don't think about it too hard or whatever, and there is logic to that, I understand, but at the same time I feel like there are good kids movies, right? There are good strong kids movies that work forever, so don't excuse the ones that are just bad, and the excuse being they're just kids movies. It's kind of the same with like a Christmas comedy for me. There are good Christmas comedies, and you don't just excuse them as, well, it's just a stupid comedy, don't take it too seriously. You know what I mean? When you're like in the setting of you're reviewing it and you're thinking about it in that critical manner. I'm just trying to justify my thoughts now. That's the barrel we're in, and I'm just rolling around in it. Here's the thing, I don't hate the film by any stretch of the imagination, which my partner really thought I was going to. She really thought I was not going to enjoy this at all. And that isn't the case, happily. That I enjoyed quite a large chunk of this. It certainly had Christmassy feels, and there were things that made me chuckle and stuff. So, you know, you can't say fairer than that. But there were certain aspects in terms of how I think it's just basically character development. That's my one thing that I was like, I don't know if this is working for me. The one beat of the plot that didn't seem to just come out of nowhere, even though they seed it at the start of the film where they sort of say that Christmas spirit is running out and Santa's sleigh runs off Christmas spirit and belief and all that, and now we've had to attach an engine on because people are losing that faith and that belief. They seed it at the start, then they don't mention it again until the end of the movie. It just sort of conveniently comes back up again. Oh yeah, people have stopped believing, so the sleigh doesn't work, and our ring wraith police officers are chasing us down, just to add like some sort of like faux tension to the whole thing. And then suddenly the end of the movie comes to be, we need people to believe in Santa again, sort of out of nowhere. So that was a little bit weird. I felt like the movie could have been a little bit more about that, if that makes sense. Like, it should have shown more cynicism in the human characters, I think. But a lot of the human characters weren't cynical at all. They were just, you know, normal human beings who were reacting to Buddy in a way a normal human being would. It didn't mean to say that they don't have Christmas spirit. So I feel like the movie could have done more to maybe make that a little clearer, or make that more of a theme within the whole movie, rather than just sort of bringing it up at the start and then having the whole thing be like a crux at the end to how things play out. Although I did love the James Caan belting out the song and the sleigh throwing over him. That was a pretty good image, so well done for that at least. So yeah, that's really my only real criticisms. I expected one of my criticisms to be the humor itself. Like, this isn't funny, but that wasn't the case. There were some good jokes, there were some funny visuals and all that good stuff. It was just certain character development things that didn't work for me, and the main sort of plot point seemingly coming out of nowhere at the end of the movie, where the rest of the movie hadn't really been about that. So, but overall, you know, it's a pretty good Christmas movie. It's not one that I feel like I would rush back out to watch every Christmas. I don't think it's going to have that kind of feel for me. I can certainly see why other people really get into this and why it gives them the Christmas joy and feel like you want from a Christmas movie, but I don't know. I feel maybe I've just come to it too late, and that's why it doesn't work for me in the same way, where a lot of the people who I know who love this movie sort of saw it when they were younger and they've sort of grown up with it. Whereas, you know, this is the first time I've seen it all the way through, and I'm probably just a little bit too old and cynical for it to work on me in quite the same way. Which is on me. At the end of the day, I perfectly acknowledge that's on me. That's my fault for being old and depressed. But nevertheless, again, you know, I get it. It's not a film that I would be offended to watch at Christmas, but it's not one that I think I would seek out. That's just my preference at the end of the day after seeing it for the first time. But yeah, that was Elf. I hope you enjoyed this video, this reaction and review, even though, you know, it ends on a kind of a middling kind of ground for me. I hope this video has found you well on Christmas Day and that you've had a good time with it and got the presents you wanted, ate the food that you wanted, you're with the people you love, you're enjoying your time. And if you've chosen to watch this on Christmas Day, Thank you for wanting to spend a little portion of your Christmas day watching one of my stupid videos where I make my opinions about movies known to all of you, and they're probably the wrong opinions, but here you are, here I am. I hope you enjoyed it. But yeah, that was all our Christmas movies. If this is the first one that you've watched, there are 3 others. I looked at Plane, Trains and Automobiles, I looked at Krampus, I looked at Scrooged, I nearly forgot the third one. So they're all here as well if you want to go and look at those as well. But yeah, Merry Christmas, like I say, hope you had a good one, and have a Happy New Year, and I'll hopefully see you all there. Thank you for watching this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, please hit the thumbs up button. It helps me know you enjoyed it. It helps it get seen by more people. I do really hope you enjoyed it. Other than that, please consider subscribing so you don't miss any future videos. And hopefully I'll see you next year for some more reactions, more reviews, and anything else I can think of doing on the channel. But other than that, as I say, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.